Oh my god, dude.
Yes!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes!
What did you really just do?
Yeah!
You're nuts.
How'd I win?
You're
How'd I
nuts.
win?
Let's go!
No, brother.
Let's go! I'm running around the house! I'm running around the house! I'm too good! Keep it!
Good calls, good bravery.
Whoa!
I'm so mad.
Back up. Play safe.
Oh no, Rudy!
Am I muted? Okay.
Oh no, Rudy!
I'm sending LOL GG. And I'm blocking him.
Rudy, the gas station!
Look at this thing on him! This thing on him!
Welcome to episode 7 of the Quackdown podcast. I'm Tyler,
This is Rudy.
I'm Fernando.
and let's get right into it.
Mhm.
I have a question that I meant to ask y'all about a little while ago. If you could have a superpower, but this superpower would be mostly useless, what would it be?
Wait, what
Like,
does that mean?
Very specific to one situation, and that's it.
Like any superpower, but it had
Any
to be.
superpower, but mostly useless. Like,
So like no flying, no,
No
speed,
flying,
no,
no speed.
strength or whatever. What kind of question is this?
this is like you could cut corn in a
Well-
single slice
well-
without any pressure.
Well, every time we talk about something like this, like if you wanted a superpower, what would it be? My choice is always teleportation.
But this is not teleportation because that can be used always.
Well, that can be useless.
What if you
like,
can? What
if
if you
can
could?
only teleport like
4 feet.
yeah, that could be
yeah,
useless.
yeah, like that's useless.
Or what if you could only teleport when you were like aroused?
We are 3 minutes into the podcast. This was the guy that
You
was
said
like.
situational. The situation.
This was the guy that was like, yeah, on YouTube, if you say anything nasty in the first 10 minutes, they demonetize you.
Well,
I
that
said
was me.
aroused.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
What's wrong with
It's
that
just
word?
if you cuss, I think.
Yeah,
if you cuss
we're
or something.
fine.
God almighty.
But seriously, what if?
If it had to be useless,
Uh,
I think certain limited teleportation could be useless. Absolutely.
You know, in The Boys, Huey's teleportation that he gets,
Yeah.
where you lose all your clothes
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as you teleport because it only takes you with you.
oh, that's a good point though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems realistic.
Yeah.
That's
That's why you should watch The Boys.
Or like, why would you?
New season coming out.
We're not sponsored by them, though, so we can't.
True.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Sponsors, if you're listening, we're looking. Okay.
We don't have any money for sponsors. You don't have any money to make plans.
What would be yours?
Mine?
It seems like you had one in mind already.
I think like the ability to just go upstairs effortlessly. Like zero energy exerted. Just think about that. Like you could go like
Oh.
it's not like you can like go up them faster or anything. You just go up them and like you know those really tall stairs like up to the mountaintop? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like in
Like Red Rock
monasteries and stuff,
steps.
Red Rock steps, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can go up those. You don't have to speed walk. You don't have to go fast. You could. Doesn't matter. As long as you're on the stairs, you don't exert any energy. It's like I could
Okay.
full sprint up some stairs, get up to the top in no time.
And you're saying like just stairs.
Just
You're
stairs.
You're not saying like
Just
you're never
stairs.
tired. It's
No,
just
stairs.
stairs.
Yeah. Which I could get like a stair stepper Segway, and then
A stairmaster?
yeah, no, a stairmaster built onto a Segway, so that no matter where I walk, I'm not exerting energy because I'm always
Oh.
taking the stairs.
This-
or a step
that-
ladder just going up and down.
That semi reminds me of. I forgot which teacher this was in high school, but I think it was when we were freshmen or sophomores. One of the science teachers was like, we mathematically can determine the amount of horsepower that you have personally Do either of you remember this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, really?
No.
So what he had us do is climb up the B hall stairs, the main stairs that split
Uh-huh.
into two.
Yeah.
So you just had to go up them as fast as you could, and
This sounds familiar.
implementing in your weight, the speed you went up the stairs, and like the height that you went up or something, you could determine the amount of horsepower that you had as a person. And it turned out, since I've always been like a heavier guy, but I've also been semi-athletic, I went up them a good speed, and when we did the math, I was able to produce 1 horsepower, and that was like that wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to be like a percentage of 1
Right,
horsepower.
it's a horse.
And so when we did the math, it turned out that I was able to produce at least 1 horsepower. And so we rechecked the math and rechecked it, and we were like, I ran up the stairs like 3 or 4 times to make sure like it was all right, because we kept doing the math and we're like, he said this should have made sense. Like, I should be able to do this. So we took it to him, and he's like, you got to be lying about something. And I was like, dude, we're not. Like, we thought it was wrong too. And he still didn't believe me. He's like, no, we'll just call it like 0.8 of 1 horsepower or something. And I was like, why are you taking this away from me?
From that day forward, they called him Stallion.
When you need to get tough jobs done, check out the 2024 Fernando. All road, 1 horsepower.
Just Sam Elliott. It's
I
just
forgot which science teacher that was,
narrating
though.
him.
Damn it.
All
All right, keep going with the powers.
right, so effortless stairs.
So this just leads into another question I had, because that was very quick.
well, wait, let Rudy
Where'd
get
he
in.
go?
Let Rudy get
I thought he
his.
got in. What was yours?
No,
He didn't
I
say
didn't, I didn't-
anything.
I didn't say one.
Mine was pointless teleportation,
That's
where
right.
you could just like go 2 feet this way.
Like if I'm sitting on the couch and I want to get to the fridge, that's as
Yeah.
far as I could go.
Bam.
I think I think I'm a basis off what I would originally do if it was just any superpower, which would be I'd be like a mimic, like Taskmaster. Anything I watch and do, I can learn just like that on the spot. But I would minimize it to where like, what's a dumb stupid thing you can do right now with like your hand, or like I can snap right with my right hand.
Like roll the quarter over your
Yeah,
knuckles.
yeah, dumb shit like that. I can do that just by watching it. Oh, I can
Just
do that.
very
now.
pointless stills.
Yeah, or like the pencil
The
thing.
pen flip, yeah.
Yeah, or
Your tassel.
rolling your tongue.
Your Taskmaster, but
can't-
for the Now You See Me gang.
Yeah.
Just know
can't-
all their magic tricks in a
You
second.
can't
Just-
roll your tongue.
No.
Really?
Uh,
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like rolling your R's. I can't roll my R's.
Oh.
Have you
no.
seen that shit? Or it's, I mean,
Did you? No, you first.
like where they could do it. They could have like 2 separate ones. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
you know who can do that? Mike Flanagan's wife.
2 separate tongues?
Yeah, so like if you roll like your tongue like in a hot dog,
Where it's like
she could do like
it's
2
like that,
or
but
3
it's-
of them. It looked like
yeah.
half a lotus flower.
Yeah, yeah.
She posted on Instagram, and I was like, oh wow,
Good talk.
oh my.
All right, all right. All right.
But that would be my power. Go on.
So with that, not with that, totally exempt that. What is a movie you could survive? Like a movie with very, not it. You can't be like, The Big Lebowski. I could survive The Big Lebowski. You can't say that. Like, yeah, I think it's something creative.
A movie that
Why
I
can't you survive
Obviously,
the
it's
Big
like-
Lebowski?
it's like an end
No,
of the
you
world.
could,
Oh,
but like
Are you
Something
are you
dramatic.
something that is
specifying-
like on
Something-
some sort of threat.
something that you have to survive. Because for me, I think I could win the Planet of the Apes.
Stop it right now.
What?
I think I could win.
You don't actually believe that.
No. I think I can make alliances.
No.
Oh, so you would just be? Isn't that
No.
already in the movies? Where like
I know. I
Certain
think I
By the
people,
third movie,
like-
there's no
no, they're
besides
still humans.
like a couple.
Look
how that ended.
Look. That's all I need to do to him.
oh because of the
Apes together
yeah
strong.
yeah.
No.
But that's
That's-
already built into the movie.
I get that. That's why I could do it.
Okay.
You think you're the one? You're the guy?
No, I think I could honestly I think I could win it.
I think. Do you know yours?
What do you mean by win as well?
It's like the Game of Thrones.
Well,
Like, I
you,
could-
you say win, but your question was just survive.
No, I know, and I'm saying win.
What do you mean by win? Are you defeating the apes?
No, I'm just winning.
At
What does that mean?
It's the Planet of the Apes. I've won.
What do you
What
mean
did you-
by win?
What is this, Planet of
Is
the Tylers now?
Do you mean winning? You won because you survived?
No.
Is that what you're saying? So what do you mean by win?
Think about it. Think about it. In every one
I'm
of these
trying.
in every one of these movies, who loses?
And Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, across the board. Who gets the most losses?
The humans?
The humans. Yeah. I would win.
In what sense?
Why would you win?
Who's
Tell me how this equation
who-
works.
who's on top at the end of the new 3 movies?
The apes.
Yeah. Not with me, it wouldn't be.
So
I'd get
you
'em.
would defeat the apes.
No. I'd get him.
What? They got
I'm not.
'em.
I'm not gonna play into this argument anymore. I know what you're doing. It's dumb.
All right, Rudy.
I
I also think as a 9-year-old, I could have survived Revenge of the Sith. Anyway, continue.
Have you seen that clip where like one of the Padawans goes to the bathroom during
goes
Order
back.
66 and he comes back like, where'd everybody go?
I think mine would be. This is my first thought guess. Spy Kids 3, when they're in the video game. I think I can do it.
Okay, so
Oh, I got mine
So-
then.
Oh.
I think I know what his is.
Is it
now
Ready
that I-
Player One?
What is it?
Ready
Yes!
Player One.
Yes!
Yeah, I knew
'Cause-
it. As soon as you said in the game,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw his whole face go, I can bring up Ready Player One.
Yes,
could bring
because
it
that's
into-
one of my favorite movies, and I love Easter eggs,
Oh.
bro.
You know who's in that?
Oh,
no.
who?
No.
Okay,
no.
okay.
No.
Tell me.
So Ben Mendelsohn, right?
Who's that?
He's the,
Agents of Shit. No, I'm kidding.
He's the alien in Secret Invasion.
Oh,
Fury's like buddy.
Oh,
Furious
yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah. So he's in. He's in Captain Marvel, right?
uh-huh.
Like the first Captain Marvel.
Do you still know who we're talking about?
Not really.
Nick Fury's friend in Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
The older dude, the one that gets shot.
He's also the villain in Rogue One.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Ben
he's the
Mendelsohn.
scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well, say
yeah,
that. Don't
sorry.
say his
he
friend.
He did say alien.
So
yeah.
he's in
Okay, I got
Captain
you.
Marvel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as like the villain for the first little bit.
Yes.
Well, also in Captain Marvel is Clark Gregg, who's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I know he's in that. Are you just bring that up because for him or what? Okay. Well,
There-
you only act like that because you haven't watched
Yeah.
it.
They're
Because
everywhere.
It makes that's why it's making
Did
sense
that
to
add
him
to this conversation?
because he
No,
thought
I was just seeing what we could do here.
because he used to have the same exact reactions. He would legit get pissed at me when we would be playing games and he would bring up some show that we were talking about and be like, "Oh, by the way, so and so's in Agents of Shield." And he would be like, "You motherfucker."
And I still do. I just think you're just like this massive encyclopedia of guest stars on the show.
Well, like you've been seeing in the chat, every time he sees somebody in Agents of Shield, he's like, "Man, this guy's in it," and I go, "Yeah," and it makes only to him at this point. It just made sense because so many people are in Agents of Shield, and that's why it's a good show.
All right, you think you survived Ready Player One?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because I would be one of the main character's friends that just keeps trying at the Easter egg. Because I've done a very high percentage of all of the zombie Easter eggs.
I knew those. Yeah.
With or
And-
without a guide.
All without. I think there was only. Or I'm sorry, all with. Sorry.
I was
All
like,
with.
ow.
There was only one where like me and my friends who used to play like Black Ops 2, like it was when the map just dropped. We were like,
Yeah.
let's see if we can try and figure out a couple of these steps. and they're so difficult to figure out. But like,
It's literally like putting a puzzle together with pieces from a different puzzle.
yes,
That's how it feels, and that's how like
but essentially in Ready Player One, that's their life because everybody is in that world. So if that's your life and that's basically how you kind of get currency in that world in a sense, so like I would be, at least I would like to think, I would be a part of that group that just like, even though everybody else has quit, we're still trying to figure out the Easter egg. Cause it's also, even with the guide in Zombies, it was so satisfying to do all the steps, defeat the bosses and stuff like that. It was just so cool to do. So that's why I would have such a joy to do it in the Ready Player One world,
Mhm.
where like it's the entire world also working towards this. Even though at the beginning they do say that most people quit and stuff
Right.
and are just playing the game, it would just be so fucking cool. That's why I love that movie so much. Cause like I love that part where he just figures out the first step of to get the first key, where he just listens to what he says and he goes, "Oh my god, that's it." And then the next race he goes in reverse and freaking gets the first key. I'm like, that's so fucking cool. It's so simple, but it's also just so dope.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the levels in Spy Kids 3 seem pretty tolerable. There was like a mech fight, there was a race, there were like a couple others.
There was like a platformer, wasn't there, as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a platformer one. I think that was the first level,
Yeah.
and then
There was like a fight, like a duel type thing.
yeah, with big foam
oh
sticks or the lightsabers.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's right. That was cool. I did like that one. I think that's when you see that's when his sister.
The
comes back.
guy. Oh, no.
Elijah Wood,
Yeah.
the guy who has
I wa-
99 lives.
I wonder how much he got paid for that part.
I wonder that too.
Because, like, he was in there for 10 minutes, maybe.
But
Not
that
even.
he probably didn't get paid that much. That movie is stacked.
Well, right. But that's why I would just love to know. Because he
But
was
it was post Lord of the Rings.
100%. Yeah, it was.
Spy,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
but
post all of them.
and look at the wacky stuff that Elijah Wood has done since Lord of the Rings. You think he's getting paid like out the bottom?
All
for
I can
this?
think
Well,
like-
I'm not saying, like,
No,
I wonder
but
if he got a huge amount of money. I would just like to know the amount of money
'Cause Spy Kids
where-
3,
that they were like.
Eternal Sunshine, everything is illuminated, which was like a kind of a wackier one.
He was in that Sandra Bullock. Who's the dude who plays Magic Mike? What's that guy's name?
Channing Tatum.
Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum movie.
What?
Oh.
Go ahead.
He's in BoJack Horseman,
Yeah.
but he plays Daniel Radcliffe.
Huh.
Like he's voicing Daniel
Daniel
Radcliffe. Are
Radcliffe,
you
yeah.
serious?
And then Elijah Wood shows up later, and he's played by Daniel Radcliffe.
what? Actually, what would you consider to be Elijah Wood's biggest role outside of Lord of the Rings? What's
Kind of it.
what comes to mind?
Nothing else. I genuinely like. Tell me a movie he's in,
Eternal Sunshine.
but like, is he a main character?
Nope.
Yeah. So
But everything is illuminated. He's the main character in that.
Elijah Wood.
Well, that's basic. I know he's been in other things, but I would guess that most people just relate Elijah Wood to Lord of the Rings because that's also one of the biggest trilogies ever, and he's arguably the main character, if not one of the main characters in
Right.
that trilogy.
Yeah.
He was in Happy Feet too.
It's not even.
We just learned.
we
We just
Wait.
learned that Gabriel Iglesias was supposed to be the voice of Happy Feet.
And he
Really?
and he passed on it because
Yeah.
he didn't know how successful the movie was going to be. Like there was like no sheer plan on the movie yet, so he passed on it to go on tour instead.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the main character in Happy Feet. Elijah Wood is.
Nice.
Didn't know that.
I
Hugh Jackman's in that movie.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Speaking of animation and Hugh Jackman, when was the last time you guys watched Flushed Away?
Long time.
I don't even know if I care to rewatch that movie.
You watch it now, it's really good. It's really good. I think it was kind of underrated at the time. I would say it's worth a watch. Whatever you say about that animation, because I understand it's a little weird. Like, I will never go back and watch Wallace and Gromit, but Flushed Away was
Oh
good.
no, that always kind of creeped me out. That type of animation.
I love Wallace and Gromit.
That was one I don't care to go back to.
I think,
But I liked
the
Gromit was the dog, right?
Yeah.
He was cool.
Well, the whole and his enemy was what, the penguin, like the most lethal penguin of all time.
Is that where Newt came from?
No,
Oh.
that's something else.
Yeah.
Your pal in high school used to do that all the time.
yeah, he did.
But he did it in Current World Affairs too, and he'd do it quietly.
I remember
and
that.
He'd go, "Noot, noot,"
Yeah,
and
yes.
our teacher was like,
Yeah. The person that reminds me of personally is this dude called Pandu, and he's a huge
streamer.
R6 guy, and he won the R6 major leads, I think twice, at least once.
He's incredible.
I think he's so good, but his intro is Newt Newt, and it's so funny every time. I don't know why.
What else you got?
I was gonna say, so
Two. You said 2 on me, bruh. I caught this one too.
I don't know what I gotta do to.
This
keep
is
those up.
75 pounds.
You keep increasing the weight every week. The first time
He's got
I-
that horsepower he can withstand it.
First time he goes,
That
audience,
bothers
this
me
weighs
to this
50
day,
pounds.
obviously. It makes me mad that he didn't believe me, because I know I'm a big guy, but I can fucking move. And the fact that he was like, "No, that can't be right," and I was like, "Fuck too, whatever."
Okay,
80 pounds.
I have, I have something that's gonna upset you. You ready for this?
Here we go.
So I forget what I was watching.
90 pounds.
I think I was watching. I was watching some show with my girlfriend here, show or movie,
Mm-hmm.
and we had subtitles turned on.
Gross.
I forgot to turn them off.
Mhm.
How do you
And-
forget that there's words on your screen?
Hang on,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Eventually, I forgot they were on until I turned off the TV and came back to it again, and then I noticed they were on again.
Mhm.
But then eventually, I again forgot they were on, and I just locked in. I wasn't even reading. I ignored the subtitles completely, focused on the entirety of what I was watching.
Mhm.
Like, didn't even see the subtitles.
Uh huh.
Like it was just like a blind spot to you.
Total blind spot.
Yeah.
And all it made me think was, how do you not ignore these?
Oh, how do you not ignore
Yes.
those?
Yes.
Well, that's very difficult for me, because I'm
Because, like,
I'm-
we had subtitles on the movie we watched in the last episode, and
which
they're
one? Oh yeah.
and they're pretty scrunched as far to the bottom as possible into the black space, which I don't care if there's shit in the black space. I'd prefer no black space, but
It's almost like they're completely out of the way.
False.
however,
Not for me. Go ahead.
I don't think I will, like, if they weren't turned on, I wouldn't go out of my way to turn them on.
But
I didn't see as big of an issue with them being on
This
at the
time
same
around.
time that I was watching. Like, it didn't bug me.
it bugs me every single time,
I I get that.
because I like.
I mean, how did you feel when we were watching the movie last episode, when we had him on for most of it?
Well, it wasn't awful, only because it's not like a visual experience. You know, it's a very semi-basic movie
Right, there's not much going on.
that, like,
You're not there for
right.
visuals.
So, like, for that, it wasn't like too annoying to me, even though I still wouldn't care to have them on, just because I like to think I'm a very observant person, even in real life, no matter where I go into, I'm looking literally all around. I look everywhere. And that's the same thing when I'm watching something. I look at every single thing that's on the screen. So when those pop up, I can't help but as soon as a new sentence pops up, I look down. And then I try to read it, and I'm a very slow reader, so I go to read it, and then something else changes up here, and then I switch up here, and then I go, oh shit, did I miss something? And then a new sentence pops up, and I go, oh shit. And then that's why I just can't stand them.
And you didn't
'Cause-
even find it like obviously you're hearing them say those sentences. Does that not even like help like speed up the process of just like your brain just
For-
kind of filling in the sentence?
Yes,
Like skim
and
reading,
no.
kind of.
Yes and no. I'm a very good skim reader. Don't get me wrong. I can skim read like a motherfucker. But when it comes to that, just for me, I hear what they're saying, and then just because I don't have subtitles on all the time, I go, wait, did the subtitles get it right? And then I read the subtitles, and I keep reading the subtitles, then I go, wait, is that what he said? And then I just
Why?
it-
Wait,
it-
why is there doubt?
it pulls, because it just pulls. What do you mean?
There's
Why
no
would there be-
way that's
Hold on,
what
no.
he said.
Because if the person who made the movie didn't write out the subtitles and you just turn on like closed captions, they don't get it right all the time.
Oh, for sure. But like, that's closed captions.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that,
Hey-
but I'm not too used to subtitles to where that's a whole different thing for me. I just know that that's a thing. And so for me, since I am, at least I call myself an observant person, it pulls my focus from one or the other. I either focus on what's going on in the subtitles and then I try to regain focus up here, or I focus up here and those just pull my focus back down to
Okay.
the subtitles.
Yeah.
So that's why me personally, I just don't like them, because I like to just focus on one aspect. And if I can hear them talk, I can focus on also if there is a visual aspect, I can look at here. And for me, you can put your hand down, I'll get to you in a second. For me, in a lot of newer movies,
Mr. F.
they do like to have like maybe something in the background you might see that like might tie into something later, or is like a cool like little info thing that some people might miss, but if you're paying attention you might see it, and it might be just a cool little detail. And like I can't get those with subtitles. And even in this movie, I literally had to go, all right, let me just pay attention to what they're saying. Let me just try and block these out and watch the movie. And that was very difficult for me to do personally. Tyler,
Practice.
why? Why would I practice that? Because even at home,
Sorry.
if I'm doing something, but I want to hear what's on the thing, since I have Roku and all throughout my house, I just go on the Roku app, put my headphones on, and then on the Roku app, you could send the audio to your phone. And if you're listening through headphones, it'll send the audio to your headphones. So then I could just plug in my headphones and I could hear clearly what's going on if I'm doing something, or if something's loud in the distance or whatever. So like I don't need the subtitles still, and I would never still choose to have them. Again,
So
that's
I
me.
have a point that's arguing in your ring, because I like to play both sides. So
I
I always
don't-
come up on
I-
top here. But
Oh yeah, we know that from fucking Vegas. Fuck.
no, so in the movie we watched last week, and a couple other times that I've had subtitles on for specifically mostly like comedy stuff, the subtitles sometimes spoil the joke that's coming up and the delivery of it.
That's a good point.
Because if you're reading it and like the joke's coming through, you might be able to read it faster than the delivery, but the delivery is like some of the most important part. It's like if you read it, you already hear the joke, and then you're like, oh, they just said it in a different way. And that happened a couple times here in like our last episode, because I was reading it, and I was reading faster than they were talking, but it'd show like the next sentence chunk, and they'd get to their joke, and then they'd say the joke like 10 seconds later. I'm like, oh.
It was not 10 seconds later.
But you know what I mean.
I get what you mean.
It spoils a lot of like what they're gonna say.
I guess to me, it's the punchline is still gonna be the delivery for me. So even if I see the punchline, it's not gonna hit me until I hear it. And to me, it doesn't
you hear it.
it doesn't downplay the punchline for me.
Okay, so then I have a very big question. Do you watch subtitles when you're watching a
Comedy specials?
special?
Yeah, I am.
You're a fucking
Everything,
asshole.
nothing
You're
gets
a
left out.
Fucking asshole.
I am reading it.
Because there are comedians that love to take little pauses before they get to
But the subtitles will do it with the pauses, though.
fuck.
You would
to.
know if you would have the
That's
subtitles
trash.
on.
Yeah, but I don't need it because I laugh anyway. Fuck that.
They do it. They
They-
do that
they should-
specifically to go
They
with the
should
pacing of
not
how they
have
say it.
any subtitles unless you prove that you're deaf.
If they
or
pace
something, 'cause, like,
pace
that's
out their joke,
trash.
it'll be what they said. ... The next part of what they said. ...
That's trash.
And then punchline. Boom. Done.
No.
Yeah. That's how it works.
No, that's not. What do you mean? That's how it works.
That's how the subtitles work for.
No, that's
But you
so
wouldn't know
dumb.
that because you don't use
Yeah,
them.
but you clearly
Putting
there's-
them in a bad spotlight and you know
No.
nothing about it.
No, put them in a bad spotlight. But what in a bad the subtitles?
Saying that it ruins the punchlines when it doesn't. Not for comedy
It
specials.
does. It does.
How would you know? You don't have them on.
Cause I don't need them. Cause I don't need them. I just enjoy the comedy as it is.
And enjoy it.
I do.
I'm not telling you to put them on for fucking comedy specials.
Cause they don't deserve to be on comedy specials.
You know what you need subtitles on for?
Foreign movies.
No, those ghost hunting shows.
Also no. Also no. The only time
Because then if
I
somebody's
am...
like, you can see the subtitles of what they're saying.
I don't want to know what that
Sometimes
says.
in the subtitles, it's funny how they'll describe, like it'll be something like that, but it'll say like in parentheses like ghostly whisper or some dumb fucking description.
You know what would be super creative for, because some game, I think it was Metal Gear Solid, way back when it was like telling you your save was corrupted or something like that.
Oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It would do this crazy thing where it like told you your game was corrupted, and this was back on like the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2
One.
era, where like if your save was corrupted, you were done. But the game like it messed with you, like in and out of the game, like fourth wall breaking. I want a horror movie to do that, but about halfway through the movie, turn on subtitles and have it say something
Oh,
crazy.
oh, that would be cool.
like, and like you can go turn them off, and then a little bit later they'd come back on.
well, I guess that wouldn't work in a theater setting then, right? Just in an at-home setting.
Yeah, this would have to be like a Netflix,
Yeah,
like a streaming only movie.
it
where
could
they
be
control
like
that.
a Black Mirror episode or something.
That would be dope.
That would be a good
That'd
way to
be
do it.
crazy. He's been shaking his head this whole time. He's been shaking his head. Yo,
He'll be
Oh,
like,
no.
"Fuck, I guess I'm not sleeping
Yo,
tonight.
no,
My
they-
subtitles are on."
have they done 40 like horror movies yet?
What do you mean?
Could you imagine like a horror? You know how like 40 like movies they like blow air at you and like spray water at you.
Oh,
stuff like that?
4D.
4D.
Oh, for hell
I
no.
thought you said 40.
Like, could you imagine Hill House and you're like,
Could you imagine
the-
Human Centipede?
we're not. No, like
I've
when
never
the doors.
even seen that movie.
Neither
and
have I.
I
Not worth it,
refuse
not
to.
worth it. It's bad. It's bad. It's like, it's kind of like Saw to me. What Saw became eventually, because like the first Saw wasn't bad.
All horror movies are bad in my opinion.
No.
I'm not
no.
watching.
You've never watched like an actual horror film where you were just like, "That was good."
No,
Shutter Island, I would consider horror
Careful,
I wouldn't.
careful.
a little bit. It's scary at some points. It's very scary at some
That's
points.
I don't think so. They just have like a feeling in the in the
A
shots
feeling.
of
So-
like unease.
So what's
But-
a horror movie that you are okay with?
okay, so for me, I'm okay with like monster horror movies in the sense where like
Quiet Place?
The Quiet Place I'm fine with because again
Zombies.
I have a distinction.
It's fictional.
No, it's physical. If I can see that they can somehow fight back or like they can they can do something to
Right.
the Thing, I'm fine with that. I can watch those movies.
So you can watch like Halloween.
Yes.
Okay. You never like
Those
those?
those movies are fine.
That's a
Not
horror movie?
not really.
Wait, then you would like Doctor
Well,
Sleep.
me personally, I don't qualify those as horror movies.
But they are. There's subgenres within that, but
I understand that, but it's you can fight back with the Thing. The
Right.
horror movies I don't watch and refuse to watch a lot of the
spiritual
times
entities,
are entity based. If you
like Paranormal
can't,
Activity, or
if you can't do anything to stop what's happening to you, fuck that.
powerless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I like to have some sort of control in my environment, and those movies take you completely out of that and go like, hey, this is the situation, but you can do nothing. And you go, oh,
Yeah, so you
Right.
would like Doctor Sleep.
false.
Yeah, no,
Why
just
not?
exactly what you
I only say
described.
false because I don't know what happens. But
Exactly.
I'll never go out of my way to watch a horror movie anyway,
It's fucking Ewan McGregor.
unless that's the only reason I've watched those other ones in the past is because that's when I used to watch trailers. And I'm like, oh, that's just a monster movie. Like I can watch that. Like I Am Legend. That movie still scares me, but I can watch it just because like, oh, he can do things to get him out of the situations.
Yeah, he can
Same
do
with
things in Doctor
same
Sleep.
with World War Z. Same
Couple
with
people can't do things.
I wouldn't even consider World War Z a horror movie. It's a thriller at
Yeah.
most.
well, right. Yeah.
There's a couple points when it's scary, but like just barely.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we have to go watch our movie. Sorry to cut us off short.
Which is what? Did you choose?
I did choose.
Which is what?
I'm gonna go with.
Do you even know me?
I'm gonna go with About Time.
Okay.
So
What is that?
listen up, you simpletons. About Time
Rascals.
is one of my
Simpletons.
yeah, and hear me out. About Time is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Wow.
Really?
What I will preface it with is it is 60% rom-com.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you that right now.
Sure.
Um
Like Hitch.
I forget well, sure. Dom Hall Gleason's in it. He's one of the older Weasley brothers, if you don't know who he is.
Okay.
He was also like the villain besides Adam Driver in the new Star Wars movies. The red-haired guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Rachel McAdams
With bangs.
with bangs. Margot Robbie, the guy that played Davy Jones,
Oh wow.
and then like a couple others scattered through there. So,
When did this come out?
2013, 2014, or
Okay.
teens.
Wait, so you said 60% rom-com? What's the 40%?
I'm not going to tell you
Oh, what?
because that spoils it. And
Okay.
so
About
what it is it's a movie about this family, and all the men in this family line for generations can travel in time. And
Cool.
that's the plot. That's as little as I want to give away.
Okay.
Because I love this movie. Love
Alright.
it.
Oh.
I don't know if it's available on streaming anywhere. It's usually on Netflix. I haven't checked.
Do you own it?
I do own it. Of course I own
Nice.
it. Um,
That's very similar to another movie I think called Adeline or something, where this chick can basically live forever, and she like has separate relationships throughout her like eternal life, and then she happens to run into one of the other people that she left because she always has to leave.
Oh.
And then this, I think Chris Evans is in it, maybe, and an old flame of hers runs into her, and like it's been so long he doesn't really recognize her until he like kind of gets to know her, and he's like, "Are you?" And she changes her name, I think, and he goes, "Are you freaking what's her name?" And she like kind of doesn't say anything, and he realizes it is her.
Mhm.
It just kind of sounds like that movie.
it's a little different.
Okay.
All right.
I'm in.
So we're going to go watch this. Then we'll be back. We'll discuss it and go from there. Cool.
Okay.
Let's go watch a movie.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the Quack Down Pod. This week's quack fact is duckbills are as sensitive as human fingertips and palms. Duckbills have touch receptors similar to those human fingertips, which helps them look for food in murky water. A broken bill can cause excruciating pain, a reality for many Dutch who are used in the foyer grass industry, where workers ram metal pipes down their throats and force feed them until livers swell up to 10 times their normal size. So, ladies and gentlemen, can we please stop the duck hate and hurt, okay? They are beautiful waterfowl creatures, and we need to make sure that they live the best lives that they can. Thanks everybody for listening to this week's Quack Fact. Now on to the movie review. I didn't know that that's where that was going. I only read the top half and I was like, that's pretty good.
Hey guys, this is Rudy from the Quackdown Podcast. If you guys love electronic dance music, be sure to check out my own DJ radio show called Axiom Radio with Drebin. It's a 2-hour monthly radio show hosted by me. For the first hour, I play some of the best tunes that I found for the month and piece them together for a euphoric journey. The second hour, I pass the decks to a guest mix of the month where they finish off the journey however they please. So if you like trance, melodic house, or techno, check out Axiom Radio with Drebin on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast listening app. And be sure to give me a follow on Instagram at drebin.music to stay up to date on the show.
All right, we are back from watching our movie About Time.
What?
I've seen it numerous times, so many times, so many times. And first, I want to ask, did I nail it?
In what sense?
Yeah.
Like, was it a good movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I gave it a 9.
You?
It'd definitely be up there. I'll give it a 9 because it's not exactly too predictable. Because I know what Rudy was grimacing about in a certain part of the movie, and I'm just thankful that that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
With Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was going a different
Right.
direction.
So
Right.
that was the moment where I was like, ooh, is this going to be a standard rom-com where like somebody cheats on somebody else with somebody from their past that was
Yeah.
mentioned in the movie? Because that happens in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And I was like, the first time I watched this movie, I was like, no. And then he didn't. And I was like, oh, different movie. This feels like a different movie. And then I checked the time and I'm like, oh, I still have like an hour and 20 minutes left.
Right.
Like, this is, yeah.
Good.
I'm going to drop it to an 8
Why?
because there's shit that I didn't like at the beginning.
The abuse of power? Is that what?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second.
I gave it a 9 mostly because
But it's really good.
it wasn't as predictable as I thought it was. It went different directions. But I love how they displayed the overall message, which is pretty much enjoy every day to the best of your ability. Like it's your last.
Yeah.
And man, when he goes back to say like just to see his dad one last time. Oh my God. And I was telling him before we started, I was thinking of a particular song, and I'm glad you were too, because it would have been so fitting.
100%.
What
Did-
song?
Monster by James Blunt.
Idea.
I think we sent you that song a while back. I'm
I've
like, if you don't cry
I
at this music
definitely
video.
sent you that song.
Oh,
He told
maybe.
me he didn't.
Oh, yeah, no, I did not.
Dude.
If that, yeah, no.
No soul.
Because it's because you told me I was going to cry.
I
He
him
told
was
me,
gonna
and
cry.
he was right.
Yeah, but like usually when somebody tells me I'm going to cry, I usually don't. It's when I don't know I'm supposed to cry.
That means you didn't pay attention to the song.
Okay.
Because, like, if you absorbed the song, you have to try not to cry,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
You think I have that song on my liked Spotify?
That
no.
song, I do,
But is it in a certain
but
playlist?
there's no.
Oh.
But when it comes on, I have to listen to it. I've only skipped it twice because literally sometimes I'm in like a really good mood. And when it comes on, I go, I can't cry right now. I go, I don't want to cry right now. So that's the only time I skip it. Other times I go, I could take on this emotional ride right now because it's a really good song, but it's rough.
But that would have been fitting for that.
And the
for that
music
scene.
video's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, that was rough to watch that final goodbye with him, especially when they both went back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's just a
Dude.
kid, and they're just in.
Did y'all not look at me?
Were you
I
in
don't-
tears?
I was crying.
Yeah.
Dude, it was.
It's a tough movie. This movie is on the list of movies you cannot make it out dry-eyed.
No, you can't.
At least one scene somewhere has to get you,
Mhm.
because the whole movie is it's pretty happy for the most part. Like
for
even
the most part.
In a sense, yeah.
yeah, like everybody's got some sense of happiness going on.
Mhm.
But
I like how quickly in the movie too he corrected himself on how he was gonna use how he was gonna play out the time travel power.
yeah,
Like with his sister with the car accident. And even though it was rough that he was just like, fine, I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna let it happen. Just to get back on that original timeline of
Mhm.
his. Thankfully it ended up working out.
Yeah.
But
In that instance, couldn't he have still saved
Yeah,
her from the
yeah.
car crash?
well,
He-
did we ever
the biggest thing
he didn't want to risk
is
changing anything to his kid from that point,
'Cause-
right?
But he could have just went to that morning
the
and stopped the car crash like he did the first
earlier,
time.
yeah. So I think the biggest thing is because how I've interpreted it is he's doing full tough love. Like
Yeah.
her
That's the
actions
only
need
thing that made
talk-
sense.
Yeah, like that's
Mm.
because he's like, if I can't go back and stop it completely, she has to see there are definitive consequences here.
Which
Mhm.
was the result of
And-
the act.
And that's why they
Oh.
follow it up with them being in the hospital for so long with her.
hmm
Like we're gonna be here until you
Like,
see it.
Yeah. So I thought that the first time because I was like, you could have taught her this lesson without that. But then I was like, she's gone back to him so many times that it's such a shitty situation, like overall.
Right.
Because like
Because also he knows she doesn't get too hurt or doesn't
Yeah.
die or anything. So like he just goes, "We'll just get through this."
Yeah. I like your skirt.
Oh,
Shut up.
that was cringy as fuck. In the first 30, 40 minutes of the movie, though, bold tactics with the use of that ability of just trying to get onto that date with Rachel McAdams.
Fernando was seething the entire movie. He right
For
from the
so
bat,
many different reasons.
right off the bat, he goes, "This is just cheating. This is cheating. This is cheating."
It's cheating. He's bad at it.
No. I think he's good at it, but he gets
No.
better.
He gets better, but after the first time, he should have gone, okay, maybe I should just kind of play this out a little more, and then I'll go back with more knowledge.
Like,
As soon as something goes wrong, he's like, oh, I'm going to go back.
yeah, but
And
he
then he
wasn't.
messes up, he's like, oh, I'm going to go back.
But he wasn't a ladies'
Fucking-
man before that. He wasn't just gonna have one mistake and then I know exactly. It was still a learning process to him.
Yeah, but every instance that went wrong for him, he changed it. He changed it. He changed it. Just let it play out to try and gather all that information in one go. I know he gets unlimited fucking tries. I get that. But just let it play out so you learn more in that first go and then go back.
That's not as fun for us though.
Don't
Yeah.
go, it's a fuck that. It's a movie.
That's why
That's
they do it
why.
our way.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. I put myself in that real situation. Fuck that. That was dumb.
But yeah, he was. The sex scene was kind of funny.
Him
Apologizing the first time because it wasn't great.
going, I'm sure it'll be better next time that's probably top 3 of the no-nos that you say
yeah.
immediately
The red
after.
flag.
Like that's something that like shouldn't even come to the top of your mind. Like it'll be better next time. Like no, even if it's like on you.
Number 2 being, I'm sorry, I called you mom.
Oh, God. Oh,
Call
God.
back to the last movie we watched.
Wow.
It was a good reference.
It was a good reference. That was just this far apart. No, God, I just love this movie.
It was really good.
I've seen this movie so many times. so many times.
So you said it's in your top 5.
Yes.
Obviously a personal choice. Why top 5 for you? What is it that sticks to you? Why do you like it so much?
Rudy.
Oh.
Besides, is that really why?
If you're thinking of what I'm thinking, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of the dad aspect.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Now it makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also, by the way, like I've seen this movie so many times, I never put together that her friend in the movie, Rachel McAdams' friend,
The blonde?
is. Yeah, I had no idea that was Vanessa Kirby, who's in everything now. She's in Mission Impossible.
Which ones?
The last 2 that
last-
came out.
Yeah, so
I only saw Rogue Nation and Ghost Protocol.
you haven't seen Fallout with Henry Cavill,
Uh-uh.
so she's in.
Oh yeah, he
Was
hasn't
that the
watched
first one
yet.
she was in?
Y-
And then this
yes.
latest one?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't
Yes.
seen it.
But she looks so different. Like in some of the scenes in the movie, I was like, "There's no way, that's her."
Well, even though this did come out like 10 years ago or something like that, she
11.
just looks more mature.
Yeah,
I don't think she looks that different. She just looks more mature.
Yeah.
In a sense, and her like elegance in those other movies, she's a lot different.
Let's see. I like very early on they established a lot of rules for this, which
And it wasn't even a lot.
I don't
Yeah.
think that he established enough rules at all.
well, I get that,
'Cause
but like
wouldn't that be one of the first things he tells him? Like, hey, especially after he meets,
What, the
what's
baby
her
rule?
name, Mary? Yeah.
well,
Wouldn't that be one of the first? Oh yeah. By the way, just a little thing to remember: if this is gonna get serious and you plan on having kids, you can't go back after the first kid.
Well,
Let me-
he
let
also
me-
gave him like he probably didn't assume like, oh, with his power he's gonna do this and this, and it was gonna move like that fast.
Yeah,
He
but
kind
we
of told him
already-
at an appropriate. Well, it
can
was
I
after the
rephrase?
fact. Huh.
They set the rules up beforehand, before making the movie, and the whole movie follows those rules, whether he knows those rules are happening or not. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but that I mean,
'Cause,
I
like-
guess that's not like a rule, but that's just like a
I compare it to Tenet, who gives you all the rules up front, and then none of them are rules. Not a single one is an actual rule. And that's something like time travel movies tend to like. They present you all the facts about the time travel head on, and then you go in and you're like, okay, they just broke that rule. Okay, that rule doesn't even make any sense. He
Well,
just
right,
went back
it's
in
not
time.
it's not a rule necessarily. It's just a word to the wise that he could have said to him.
yeah.
Like, hey, if you don't want to change your child that you already know, you can't go back after
Yeah.
the birth
And I think it
or
was
before the birth.
I think it was good though that he waited as long as he did to tell him the last part, or I guess the secret of what he does, which is
Oh yeah.
live a day of your life as you would normally,
Mm-hmm.
and then go back and live it like and appreciating everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think he did that with enough. He was pretty much practicing it to the point where he got to a point in life where he's just like, I can do this on a first try.
Yeah.
I don't need this anymore. And again, I just love how they interpret that.
Yeah.
The underlying message.
That's also cheating in a sense because you get to live double the life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Oh, for
know?
sure.
Like you could just relive every day if you wanted to.
I mean,
Yeah.
anybody with powers is cheating, essentially,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form.
We would all do it.
Yeah, we'd all cheat
Yeah.
in a second. Not to say that like we would cheat for evil.
You don't know me.
Sometimes. Sometimes. This goes back to the shitty superpower.
Go back. We're gonna go into the future, and it's just like post-apocalyptic. You just see Fernando for the betterment of Fernando.
It's the X-Men Days of Future Past thing. He's standing outside of the White House with the fucking football field around him. He's got Magneto on. Humans.
Oh my god.
No. Oh God. I think I've shown this movie to as many people as I can
Mhm.
because before I ever watched it, I wrote it off as, rom-com.
I'm
where-
curious how much the trailer showed.
Nothing.
Nothing of that.
It
Oh,
does
stop doing that. We did that for like 1 or 2 episodes. We watched the
we did
trailer.
it for one, and then I was like, you
Oh,
don't watch
really?
trailers, so let's just
Yeah, but
go
we're
into it.
about to watch. Well, I
Yeah.
still wouldn't like to watch it.
because the way we were anyway. We can talk about that.
Well, that one made sense because I've already seen the movie.
But no, I totally wrote off this movie every single time I saw like a picture of it because I was like, oh, rom-com.
whatever.
They're in the rain. They're kissing.
Yeah. And to be honest, I remember seeing the cover
Yeah,
in
and
your
that's what you
voodoo, and that
think.
was the interpretation I got. Yeah.
And it's nothing against those movies, but like for me, most of the time, that's not what I'm looking for.
Mhm.
But again, like we've talked about this before, if it's a well done romance thing,
Oh, there was depth.
who cares about who's watching it? If there's like depth and good writing, sick. I'm down. This one was awesome.
Yeah, it was a love story, not just for Rachel McAdams, but for his dad.
Yeah. It's oh god, it's so good.
What's
That was
also
a-
kind of cool about it is that it would be very difficult for them to even get caught
Yeah.
doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they don't get duplicated.
And he told his sister the ability, and obviously
When he reversed it, she forgot.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Okay. Got
They
it.
would have to like intentionally repeat, either keep taking the person back with
He'd
him.
have to go
Or,
through the
or
life
like-
relive life with her knowing.
or
Right.
just tell her again.
Or you just tell her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
they would have to like intentionally
Yeah.
give themselves up.
I remember like watching the that car scene the first time, and you go, "Oh, that wasn't that bad." Immediately after.
The way they film it, it's
yeah,
definitely
no,
not.
it definitely is setting it up to be a worse car crash. But then you remember like it's Britain and it's whatever. But
Then
then the second time you see the car crash, then your jaw was like, "Oh, that's fucked up." That's
well,
fucked
just
up.
because you go, oh, he's letting her
Get in a crash,
go
yeah.
through this, yeah.
Yeah.
didn't you get into a car crash in the UK?
Seriously?
Yeah. Let's see. It was in a rental Mercedes.
Nice.
Rough.
Driver's side opposite.
No, I
Ha-
think it was correct.
Really?
Correct,
Actually-
but on the wrong.
Like us correct, them wrong. I
What?
think I might be like the way we
You mean
drive.
like it was an American car?
Maybe I don't remember.
How do
I
you
feel
not-
like that'd
how
be
do you
Head
Weird.
trauma or something. I don't remember. I have videos of it on my Snapchat.
Oh yeah. I
Not
remember
of the crash, the post crash.
Okay.
But we were driving. We were supposed to go to this castle to stay for the night, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And I was really excited because we're gonna go to Stonehenge, and that's like always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to go to Stonehenge.
Uh-huh.
I understand it's just like a bunch of rocks, but like cool, that's sick. It's in the middle of the nowhere. That's
that. 7 Wonders.
yeah, it's wild. But we were driving around. I don't think we were using GPS at all. Of course, Americans in a foreign country, great idea. We come up on this bridge, and like roads are just tighter in the UK.
100%.
Like turns are sharp. Everything's packed
Oh, yeah.
together. So like
Mhm.
this, what would have been like a kind of gradual thing here, it's like you're going this way and then boom, you're on a bridge. And so we're turning and we can't turn in time. So like the car kind of spins out and then my dad corrects it. And as he corrects it, another car comes around the corner and he corrects again and we slam into the wall and then spin out to
Oh.
the other wall.
Damn.
And it sounded and looked scarier than it was, but it was a Mercedes. So like drop down window airbags from the front of us.
Drop
Like
down.
yeah, they drop down from
You haven't
above
seen
the
those?
window. They're-
No.
Yeah, they cover the entire window.
Yeah, the
Wow.
entire window. It's super nice. I think it was just like a messed up bumper and a demolished tire. Demolished.
Oh wow.
But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
If you had that ability to time travel with the same respective rules, would you go back and is there any particular moment in time that you go back and maybe change? or just relive. Would you relive a moment?
What are you thinking? I'm gonna say the car crash.
No. I would.
You're giving me this face like, of course I'd
I
fucking go back.
I understand. I understand. Oh. I understand. He talked about like one of the dad's uncles
The money.
got crazy, but like, obviously, if you're a certain type of person, that would be fine. You know, just go back to what 2005, 2008. Invest in Apple, Amazon. Invest in Bitcoin. Like the
Yeah.
instant you hear about it, and just like that would be so easy. That would be incredibly easy.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. Is there just a moment you would go back to relive?
To relive or to change?
No, well, I'll give you
Both.
both. Yeah,
Both.
both.
Let's see. To relive.
Mhm.
Oh man.
If you need a second, I have 3 I would relive.
Give me one.
They're very simple.
It's-
One?
One.
Oh, but
It's
those
not-
are
one.
so important
It's
to me.
not like a moment, but my trip to like the Florida Keys where I got to chill with sea turtles. Even though like I threw up on that trip, I got a little sunburnt on that trip. Whatever. A blast. I'd go back to that in a second, and I'd relive that whole trip beginning to end. Like,
Okay.
no doubt.
Nice.
It's crazy to me that that was 7 years ago.
And what? That was the moment you'd relive.
Yes.
What's something you would change? Which one's harder for you to answer?
The change.
The
change.
change.
Yeah, because like I'm here. I like me.
Mhm.
I honestly don't know.
We can come back to it. There's a harder
I
one.
mean, I'm probably not tweeting about Best Buy. That'd probably be a good one. That'd probably be a good one. Back in the day.
Oh man. That
That was so funny
Yeah,
when you
that
told us
screwed you.
about that.
I bought so many cables so fast. I still have like $100 worth of Apple chargers downstairs.
That's hilarious.
Rudy?
let's skip over to you actually.
One.
Real
I'm gonna
quick.
say no. I'm gonna say all of them. They're really quick.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I'd rewatch I would rewatch Super Bowl 50.
Wait. Okay, yep.
Okay, these aren't in chronological
Okay.
order. Okay, I would go back to the one and only time I ever blocked my dad's shot playing basketball.
Oh
that,
shit.
that lives in my head rent free.
I know what one
I
of them's
never
gonna be.
I never forget about that. I'd rewatch Super Bowl 50.
Okay.
I would
And you're limiting
back.
yourself to 3 here.
yes, I'd go back 1 year and I would rewatch the Nuggets win a championship.
Okay, so
Even though that's probably gonna happen again this year. God, did that feel so fucking good, dude, to watch that.
okay.
Oh,
All right.
A, surprised you didn't say rewatch Interstellar or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Totally Blind.
I get just as much satisfaction rewatching them.
Okay.
One
I
of
get
the,
just as much satisfaction rewatching those.
one of the moments I would relive is seeing Endgame in the theater
Okay.
for the
That's a
first
good
time.
one.
100%.
That's a good
I will
one.
never. The day I die, I'm gonna die knowing
Logan.
that was the best cinematic experience of my life.
Logan.
For me personally, just I agree with you, but I still get so much satisfaction watching that. But I just had really cool instances watching that movie because I watched it opening night
Mhm.
and it was packed, and I'm sitting next to like this random dude. We're like this close, and we had the same exact responses to
So
all the
all the
cool
moments?
shit. I would go, and he would go, and I would be like,
Then eventually you grab his hand.
we're in this together, man.
Is there a moment you would go back to change? And it doesn't have to be something major. It can be something small.
Go back to change. Okay, this is kind of a small one. Because this is kind of relevant to stuff now. I would
Sorry.
Okay.
Making them read a little bit.
Okay. Okay. So real quick, Rooster Teeth just announced it's shutting down, and
Oh,
I've watched that for
Brothers.
Yeah.
so long,
hmm
and that's years and years ago they talked about Bitcoin, and for half a second I was like, I should really look up what they're talking about. I've never heard about this, and that.
Mhm.
I should look that up. I never did, and I regret it, because I could have been like, let me just throw like a couple dollars in here.
100%.
And I am so mad at myself that I never was just like,
We were also
hey,
like,
let's just.
we were like 12, 13 when it was happening. Like, we didn't have checking accounts or money. Like,
True,
how
but
are
I
we
could
gonna
I
like?
could have convinced my parents to probably put in $50 into this fucking weird ass thing, and even from years ago, like 10 years ago,
Mhm.
that would have been insane.
True. Still, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's a small one. I have a bunch of other ones, but fuck it.
All right.
Wait, he didn't say anything. Oh, he said that. He said
I
he
saw-
would
I
go
saw-
rewatch
yeah,
Endgame.
I'd
yeah.
relive Avengers
what would you
Endgame.
change?
There are some pictures that I wish I would have kept, or that I don't know what
Nudes.
happened to them. No,
Tasteful nudes.
maybe. No, and there's one picture in particular, of a friend we all have that's no longer here, and I can see this
Mm.
Oh,
picture
yeah.
in my mind, like every detail, and I don't know where it is. I don't know
The
what
one
happened to
where
it.
a bunch of us got together behind the
Mm-mm.
gym locker room. Oh,
Mm-mm.
not that one. A different one.
It was just me and him.
Oh.
It was
Mm.
8th grade continuation, and I can still see like the smile on his face, and like it just brought me so much joy.
Oh.
And like I don't know what happened to that picture. It was on Facebook somewhere. I've checked my tag photos. Like it is. I don't know where it is.
Man,
It pains me a little each day.
that's rough.
So I wish I kept that picture somehow.
You could probably track it down.
I can't find. I haven't found
Oh,
that
the
one.
dark web.
I don't know if the dark web is going to help you.
Oh, well, it's worth a shot.
All right. Quack-wise, I don't got a good one this week, so I would just like to hear. Hopefully, you've been practicing.
Give me a song lyric with a quack.
Oh, Jesus.
A famous song lyric with a quack.
Famous song.
You do.
I
have to-
got it.
you do have to sing it.
Do I have to quack, or can I?
Do I already know what song you're gonna do?
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
so.
You just have to replace one of the words with a quack.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
So the musician of the century, Eminem.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm beginning to feel like a quack god.
Oh, okay. Wait, is that it? Are you
That's
done
it,
right
yeah.
there? Okay.
I can't sing that. All he goes is, I'm beginning to feel like a quack god. Quack god.
Yeah, there you go.
It sounds like you're saying crack god.
Not Eminem. He's sober.
Fernando?
I'm trying.
To the quacking zone.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good one too. Fuck, I'm trying to think of a song that I want to do. What song is? I'm trying to think of a song that's like been playing in my. If you have one, you go. I have one that's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
To the window, to the wall.
That's cheating. That's not a real song.
Yeah, it is.
In a sense, it is.
Till the sweat drops down my quack. Oh, that made it worse.
You didn't think that one?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, mine's gonna be dumb, but I have to get some out.
Oh.
Jingle quack, jingle all the quacks. I didn't think of the other song I wanted to do.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, sorry to cut it so short today. Hope you enjoyed the discussion.
Great
And
movie.
yeah.
Great movie.
We gave ratings, yes?
9, 8,
9, 8.
9,
8
9
or
and a half.
9.
9 and a half. I don't know where we'll do halves.
You can do whatever you want. I can do
Have we had a
9.3.
10 yet?
No.
We haven't really watched the movies we know are 10s yet.
Yeah, that's true.
True. Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool.
Thank you for watching. Yeah. Hope you enjoy your day.
Deuces.
Goodbye.